I'm Brad LeClair. I'm one of the product managers at Broadridge in the asset management division. Thank you so much for having me at FinJS to talk about our digital transformation of a legacy order management system. So Broadridge at a glance is many things to many different types of customers. Today, we're just focusing on the asset management segment, and one of our key themes is obviously digitization within the asset management segment. So asset management is an established practice for us. We have hundreds of clients worldwide, clients predominantly hedge funds and asset managers. And this suite of solutions that we're talking about transforming has evolved iteratively over time. What that means is a lot of features and a lot of functions deployed at a lot of clients around the world. And the start of our journey, similar to one of the prior panelists, we actually hired a third-party user experience research firm that sat with several dozen of our client users around the world. User personas, primarily portfolio managers, compliance, front office traders, middle office operations, et cetera. And what we found really reinforced some of our suspicions that our applications are powerful and there's a strong ability to customize if you're a power user, but clients routinely are unclear what the best workflow was or best practice of how to use the order management systems. And they often were trial and erroring through various workflows. In the end, they thought that we were expecting them to be coders to use the application well. And I'll show you some examples of some of the user experience that we're trying to reinvigorate. So legacy UX is like, ribbon menus, busy toolbars, tabular workflows, having to open and close drawers and folders, and inconsistent iconography, busy UIs and circular workflows. For example, this is an order ticket where you start at the top, work your way down, and then have to circle back up to the top to push that order out into the market. Dated win forms with contrasting colors and elevation and visual noise. And also things like dense data grids that you see a lot of data, but it's really hard to draw an inference of what's happening. And I'm going to give a demo in a little bit of how we're actually changing this particular user experience. So how we've attempted to do this through design as a part of our digital transformation really, it has three key pillars. So first, take that UX research that we found, and then design, keeping all of those heuristic principles in mind, workflow first, functionality second. So instead of just adding a new whiz-bang feature or button, really what is the complete end-to-end workflow? Where does the user start for a given role, for a given workflow, for a given persona, and then what's the happy path, what's the unhappy path, and how can we get them there with the least clicks? Minimalistic design is obviously important, as you've seen in some of the presentations earlier. Having small reusable components and services that can come together as part of a workspace is really how users want to be able to work. If we build a single reusable component and then use it everywhere, that in and alone improves the user experience. And then intuitive navigation across the functions. So the digital transformation is not just one singular app, but it's actually many apps and bringing them all together in a single user experience, all powered by a singular design library. But importantly, for our clients, we can't lose capabilities that they have already had. We have to focus on what matters to our clients most as part of their portfolio construction, rebalancing workflows, and compliance workflows. So our new UI that we built is a web application, but it's connected to all the legacy applications behind the scenes. So here's just a brief introduction to the digital experience. You can get a sense for some of the things that we've built. So order entry forms, the ability to view live positions, a trading blotter that has full end-to-end trade lifecycle workflow, allocations, and execution management, pre-trade compliance approvals, reporting, the job timeline, and of course, help. We all drive that through a singular global search bar. And this is available as a web application, but also importantly, in a desktop experience powered by OpenFin. So for our a large portion of our personas, primarily PMs and traders, we've learned that they really don't want to work in a Chrome browser and have to relaunch Chrome browser tabs every day just to rebuild how they want to work, what components that they need. So OpenFin allows us to take all these web micro front ends and then bring them to life in a desktop manner. So we can still do the digital transformation, but we can maintain that same desktop-like experience that they've had throughout the years. They have the ability to build their own, array their own components and then save them as workspaces. And importantly, it also allows us to not over-architect the experience of what we can do in the web experience in the Chrome browser. Things like resizing tiles and windows and moving them around. We don't have to build those things because OpenFin offers them for us out of the box. Also, we're implementing interoperability using context and channels. And OpenFin and the message bus and FDC3 opens us up into the ecosystem of context sharing. As one of the previous panelists mentioned about sharing context around trading bonds. In our IBOR, you'll be able to click on a bond here and then see liquidity on other trading venues over that message bus as well. And we're building notifications as well. Notifications and workflow around notifications is central and essential to our workflow. It really helps tie the workflows across all these different applications together. So, a user can run a report and see that a report is done. And instead of having to pivot to another application, they can just boom, push that right out to their investment team straight from the notifications. And because we're building our own user experience, but many of our clients likely will have the OpenFin workspace as well, we're going to give them the option to play the notifications either into ours or theirs. So I'm going to do a brief, video demonstration here. And just talk through some of the things that you're seeing. So from the global launcher bar, you can launch one or multiple components. They come out as floating windows. We're using a Microsoft Teams or Google style search, contextualized search. So this is the job timeline, and it really serves the operations persona. It helps the user understand all of the end of day processes and start of day processes, moving data back and forth, picking up a T+1 cash balance file to do a cash recon, or send a trade file out to a prime broker, or gathering some risk data so that the risk officer can run their reports and send that to the front office team. Many of our users have dozens or hundreds of these types of jobs, and it's always been really hard to get a sense of what's happening. So with design, we're able to have a completely brand new experience of how to see what's happening. Our jobs running over. You can see the duration here actually ran over for a given job for 3 minutes. So that might tell the user that something is awry that requires their assistance. They're able to run jobs ad hoc or terminate jobs in line as part of that workflow. We can also group and categorize jobs. So for example, if you're in ops and you have a series of end of day jobs that need to get done, but you only care about those, then you can group using the categories or filter as well. So that's the job timeline. Some of the other components that we've built are obviously real-time position keeping screens. This here is the ability to see, launch, save, manage workspaces, and workspaces are combinations of components. Next, we'll take a look at one of the real-time position screens. This is one of the most commonly used aspects of our order management system today, and this is the new refreshed user experience for that. So structurally, the design is kind of the same. The users, importantly, will have the ability to launch and view any of the layouts that they've built, their teams have built, their power users, or even our implementation teams have built in this new UI, which is great because it's web enabled as well. So it gives the PMs in the front office the ability to see and manage those portfolios in real time on the go, either in a desktop experience powered by OpenFin or on a mobile or tablet. And you can see some of the controls that we're operating with here, things like grid controls, sorting, filtering, column choosers. We're using things, colors and styles, just to help the user get a sense for what controls are active and inactive. So super excited to talk to everybody about what we've been working on. This is our first time presenting at FinJS. It's not our first time attending FinJS. It's a great conference, and look forward to hearing all the rest of the talks. And please reach out if you'd like to learn more about what we've been working on. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Brad.